Mystics recount that the law of measure for measure is an expression of how the Creator serves irony, is humorous. There's whimsy in creation. What is the law of measure for measure? Well, the way a typical person understands the law of measure for measure from a constricted point of consciousness, the way it's taught is always from a perspective that's not very funny. They say a person acts in nefarious ways and then they get punished, ironically, in the same fashion. They get their just deserts. And it's irony. And that's just such a brutally negative perspective. And it's not a perspective of an enlightened man. It's a perspective of individuals that see the Creator outside of them, but not individuals that see the Creator within them, calling out within them, calling out, my beloved, don't stop playing, I'm still hiding, come find me. And the principle is that there are aspects of your soul that you hold dearer than other aspects of your soul. Usually, realized aspects of your soul's benevolence you treasure more than the latent resources of your soul that are unknown to you. And this is a bias and a prejudice, and it creates a fissure, a separation in your soul. The separation can be expression of creative tension and longing. But if it's allowed to fester, it will result in the lack of inspiration and callousness that extends to an individual's ability to be creative. And eventually gains conquest over their thoughts. They struggle in deconstructive thought patterns until they're living a life that's very uninspired, with very little humor, very little whimsy. The law of measure for measure predicates that expression of your heart, music of your heart, will help orchestrate creation, to validate your heart's expression. So if you're feeling apathetic and miserable, the aspects of your soul that are hiding in latent levels of the great unknown, deep in the mystique, the higher architecture of creation, they will conspire to have you seek them out. And the way they will conspire to have you seek them out is that they will give you exactly the challenges that are in accordance to the nature of the music of your heart, so that you think you know it all, you figured it all out, and you're complacent, and you're snide and proud. Your rubric of understanding will be shattered and humbled, so that you can grow in your realization and extend to new insight and seek out your beloved and find it where it's hiding. And reanimate your awareness with wonder and mystique, to draw it forth, to rekindle and enlighten your system of how you engage creation. So that you're not repressing, but you are emerging. So you're not in a state of stasis and tit for tat, but you are engaging a greater synergy. And as your heart uplifts to these ecstatic chords of reunification, the elation, and the ecstasy of revival, then your world will color brick by brick. Your world will be colored anew. And some people would see this as being very serious business. The law of measure for measure. Very strict. That's the way we see it from down below. But up top, it's all good fun. It's hide and seek. Child playing hide and seek, he's in a good hiding place. You stop looking for it. He throws a stone or a stick, makes a ruckus. Perhaps he overlooks something. I don't think the game's over just yet. I want you to think of a computer programmer. Computer programmer creates virtual worlds, structures, and the way the computer programmer creates these structures and worlds is through a binary system, which means that they encode a language of just two commands. The commands are symbolized by zeros and ones. And the zero means that the circuit is open, and the one means that the circuit is closed. And they built complex structures. Everything on your computer, on virtual clouds of information, are all from this language of zeros and ones, no matter how complex. But if you use the zeros in the right sequence, and you have 0, 0, 0, 1, then it means something different than if you have 0, 1, 0, 1. And they built level and level and level of structure and complexity. Commands for when the circuits all open and are united and information flows, and when information is locked in, and there's a network, a tree, and branches, and where there's plenty here and where there's limited here, and where everything is flowing and accessible here. And on this tier, it's very limited and measured. And the individuals, there are computer programmers that hack the system. They're also using commands of zeros and ones. And they're coming up with devices and techniques and programs that they can bring in that will change the ones to zeros for them. They can open up and complete circuits where circuits are closed. They create connectivity for them, and they feel locked out. Your heart is the same way. Your soul is eternal. It's an expression of the Creator. The Creator is not outside of you. The Creator is within you. Soul is a network of the Creator's vitality. You are an expression of the Creator's benevolence. And just because you don't see it only makes it more funny. Because you're going to see it in the future. In the realization, you're going to get it. You're going to really get it. Every wasted tear will be redeemed with a tear of euphoria. It's all going to be funny and ironic. Every soul is a network of the Creator's benevolence and brings forth creative vitality to creation. In fact, we recondition and recompose creation in each instant through the vitality of our souls. And each soul has a different accent, different expression, different musical octave, a different creative expression. How that vitality gets nursed in to support realization. How it can be used to soften the structures of limitation. Or to reinforce judgments that bind and separate. Creation really just interprets the music of your heart in terms of zeros and ones. Are you completing a circuit? Are you creating another wall? That's it. And the individuals that struggle with creation the most, they don't see the hide and seek, and they don't see the gamesmanship. And each time they hit a wall, they create another wall. And their heart goes, whoa, instead of yay. And another wall gets built. Another wall, another wall, another wall. And they lament and they say, I'm all alone, I'm abandoned, nobody's looking for me. And that's what their soul is saying. I'm hiding, a good hiding place. How come you're not looking for me? And the soul is going to throw out a stick or a rock or a scary call to make you go, hunt, look out. What is it? Break out of your construct. What am I missing? The game's not over. It's just getting started. Every individual, through the music of the heart, They are an aspect of the Creator creating creation. The better ones, the more authentic ones, they are the better programmers. They create really good walls or really good connections. Those that feel strongly. Those with good hearts. People wonder, why do people with good hearts suffer so much in this world? It's because they throw up wonderful walls. One. Lots of ones. No zeros. Zero means the wall is broken. There is no separation between you and your divine self. There's no separator between you and divinity, between you and the Creator. There's no hide and seek because all is found. And I'm comfortable not understanding it. But it's unknown. But it's so familiar. And I can dance with it. And I can dance. And it can come. And it can go. And each time it comes and it goes, the passion builds. It's exuberant. And it's joyous. That's when I knock down the walls. That's when I break the code. That's when I hack the system. That's when the aspects of the Creator that are creating and the aspects of my soul that are buried under a world of limitation and consequence. It's when they dance. It's when they harmonize. It's when they flow. And enlightenment and the flow of information flows. And it changes and it reorchestrates the entire architecture. It's so hard. Good-hearted, authentic people. Why do they suffer so much? They feel so much. They feel others' pain. How come you don't feel others' joy? Don't you realize there's just as much joy in this world as there is pain? Every time there's a person who dies, there's more than one person who's born. Every time winter comes and the crops die, there's going to be a spring and a reanimation. There's a circle in this life. There's a hide and there's a seek. There's a dancing apart and there's the immaculate re-embrace. If you could just dance to the beat, the rhythm, and the passion only builds and heightens and it becomes euphoric. And when it becomes euphoric, then you're not limited by what you see in front of you, that you can connect to the ecstasy of initial conception, where all is just zeros. You can connect to the realized future when the one gets married with the zero. And it's a collective singularity. It's a 10. With an open circuit for all. And tears of mercy and revitalization and reunion. A shower upon the consciousness. Harmonize. Contending awareness, just enough to seek out the divine, to end the game of hide and seek once and for all. Free me, free them all. As the children play. When the game's over, they laugh. The child is hiding in his hiding place in hide and seek. The whole time he's laughing on the inside. Gets the joke of his hiding place. If you have challenges in your life, it's because you're connecting to the ones. You're not connecting to the zeros. And you're not opening circuits. And you're not searching out the missing players. Connecting and seeing the humor, the whimsy. Those with a sensitive heart actually learn how to play the game. They get really good. They are the hackers. They reset the limitations. On thought and awareness in this world. They help shine lights from creativity, from enhanced intimacy. They help draw out the silhouette of wonder, of the great mystique, the great unknown. They keep bridging the ones into open circuits so the light can ring out, realization can dawn, so that we can dance to the music of the future euphoria, so that the tears of joy can redeem the tears of dissonance, of troubles past. Those are individuals who don't see the Creator outside of them. They're very much invigorated and alive and in love with the Creator that's within them. So they co-create. They unify and they rectify this world and they uplift it. They uplift it with wonder and possibility. The music of the future begins to get louder and louder and louder. Euphoria.